Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are returning to another video where I'm decluttering my stash, getting rid of things in preparation to move my craft room back downstairs. It was so delightful to have a couple of weeks off and think about something different. You know, sometimes your brain just gets tired thinking about a certain topic, and I know for me it's just nice to have change in what I'm doing or what I'm thinking about focusing on. What is that quote? A change is as good as a rest. And I think that's really true. So today's video, we are focusing, sorry, I looked over there like you can see it. We're focusing on the white tower because I had only gotten the top drawer done last time when we were doing the decluttering, and today I'm going to be finishing most of the drawers in that tower. And then the other two I have caught up on my own off camera. Several days later I got back to it and filled those out and kind of reassigned those drawers. So you'll see that in another video later. I want to say a big hello and welcome to the following people: Becky, Trina, Maggie, Darlene, and Kirsten. Thank you so much. You guys are newer commenters to my channel, newer viewers, and I really appreciate your support. And thank you so much for your kind comments and letting me know that you're out there. I absolutely love hearing from you and just discussing and conversing with you in the comments. So thanks so much. Let's dive into the video here. Afterwards, I'll come back and just chat about some recent wins I have had in other parts of the house as I've been going through this process. I have been really surprised in good ways and just had some unexpected victories. All right, here we go. I'm continuing on to clear out the drawers in that white tower on the left. You've seen that in the past two videos. I don't want to film the entire process because I think that's just going to be a little dull for you guys, but as I go through these drawers, what I'm going to do is hit the highlights, and if there's anything worthy of mentioning, then I will point those things out. The punches and things that I have in here, because at one point I had already sorted through these. I did that a few years ago, and so I know that the ones in here were ones that I had elected to keep, and then this one I just got. So I know that these punches are ones that I am definitely keeping. I had narrowed it down already to the ones I used a lot. These here were little individual tools I had purchased one at a time for just various things that I might want. These are needle-nosed pliers for pulling out staples. This is a tool that I thought I would use. It's for jewelry making. However, at one point I asked for a kit with all jewelry making supplies in it, and it has a duplicate of this, so I don't need that one anymore. The needle-nose pliers, though, I do use. These are, I'm always pulling them out of our regular toolbox, and they're handy for pulling staples out of the out of books when we're trying to take apart the spines and things. Some of those can get pretty rusty, and these are great for grabbing. I don't know what this is. This looks like it came off of something, but I'm not sure what. And then this is my crocodile. This is the one I had first before I asked for the big bite. And I like this because it's portable and it's a nice size for the smaller jobs. It's just so nice to have that extra gripper and the hand strength. But I also have a big bite, but I want to keep both of these because they have their individual uses. And also this is portable for when I go work on things like at a craft night or something like that. So I have, at this time, I am choosing to keep both because I do use both. And also this one has the case. My big one does not have a case yet, so I like that this comes with the case and I can carry the parts I need. This is my extra set of pins so that when I can grab them easily when I'm pinning up my spools of ribbon and lace. It's just nice to have those all together so I can grab them. This is my 1/8 inch hole, which I realize that this the crocodile does as well, but sometimes when you're just working with an individual item, that's a nice size. And I also have the one over here I need to put back that's the 1/16, and they're perfect for brads when you're setting an individual brad. So I have always held on to these, and I continue to use them. And then this hole punch is a bigger size for when I do the 3-ring binders and I'm using the Better Homes and Gardens books. And this has been on my wish list for forever, and so I finally just got it for Christmas. That's what this goes to. Okay, that's that little mystery solved. And then this is just my regular hole punch, and that just sits on my tabletop. So it doesn't need to go in here. This one's from the Dollar Tree, so if you're looking, these are nice. Now this second drawer is a really fun drawer because it has all of my fun little pencils and things in it. But I know for a fact that I am not going to end up using everything that's in here. This is new, so I'm keeping that. I just got that at the Dollar Tree. And chalk marker, my other one. This one's going to die soon. It was dried up this last time I tried to use it, and it took a while to prime the pump again. Calligraphy, I'm not going to use. That's going to be donated. This is just a dry erase marker. I don't know why it's in there, but it could go down in my kitchen drawer. This is what? Oh, X-Acto knife and scraper. That could go in a toolkit, but it's staying here. Extra pair of scissors for now. It might need to be stored elsewhere. So again, this is a section. These scissors are items that I had once before already purged quite a while ago and had already narrowed it down to these being the ones I used most often and I like the best. So as you see, only one pair is really going, which is this lightning, and I haven't used them since I purged this back in like 2013. So it's probably safe to let them go. Well, here's all my other goes. So I got all those in one spot. And then this side has Sharpie markers and stuff, the Bic writers, which are always very handy. Now I have a set that stays in my craft room that is for me and not the household to use, so they stay here. And then I have some that are for the whole house that are in like the desk drawer that everybody can access. So I have two places because one is specific to my crafting and one is specific to household use. This I have never used and I've hung on to it for I don't know how long, so that's going in the trash. Red markers are always handy. I have one downstairs in the kitchen too, but these are really nice for when I'm sending packages and I want to write beware or fragile. And this one is still juicy, so that's good. I do test out my markers, yes. I am one of those people. Most of these should still be fairly juicy because it hasn't been that long since I last tested them out. Now this is a almost more like a highlighter. Oh look, I bought it on clearance. And I don't know that I want that one. Here's another one of those painters. I think these were for painting t-shirts, and I did that like 100 years ago. Fine liner for fabric. Let me see how fine. That is pretty fine. I don't really do stuff with fabric. It could just be used as a regular Sharpie though. And this again is like a highlighter kind of a thing. I'm gonna let that go. Oh, and here's one, see, it never came out of the package. So I would donate this because it's literally never been opened. Probably not dried out. Probably not. And then, particularly when I was working, I love to use these ballpoint rollers, the P-Touch or whatever they're called. What are they called? The Zebra Z-Grip. There's another brand that's very similar. Anyway, I love a good colored ballpoint pen, and especially when I worked, I love having them, and also when I'm writing letters, which I never write. I used to use them for underlining in my Bible. At one point I would use all the colored inks. I don't use them right now, but it is a joy of mine to use this kind of thing. It's just that I'm not using pens much these days, but I like all the colors and they're still very juicy. So for the moment they are staying because I don't really want to get rid of them. Here's my note: markers, scissors, and cutters. Oh, that was, okay, it's a cutting system. That was my logic, sticking with it. And then also I have this little gizmo that I think is for sewing, but I thought it would make nice little perforation marks on paper. I just want it in a drawer where it isn't going to get lost with these other things, but I want to be able to grab it easily and find it easily when I'm looking for it in here. So that's that. So I have a small pile to donate. On to the next drawer. My different size score tapes, and they are very handy, and I always look for them by size, so I like to keep them organized like this, by size and or brand. Some of them were cheaper than others, like that one. That was a freebie. This one came from Dollar Tree. So I do go through these, so they're staying in there. The magnets. Okay, the magnets are a little bit of a toughie. Some of these super strong magnets, and I've demoed them before. When I was trying to buy them, it was really hard to figure out what I was buying as I bought them, and so some of them are too thick for what I would use, so that one's gonna go. Those were too big and too thick. I've never used them, and these are too thick, although I just used some when I did the book safe at Christmas time. But the size I really like to use, I like using these small ones. These are more like press-on magnets. They're not super strong, and I've not ever used them, and I don't know anybody else would want them. And then once a long time ago, I heard about somebody that was saving all of these magnety, free magnet kind of things, and I can't remember what they were doing with them, and so I thought it would be good to hang on to a few, but I don't use them, so they're going with that magnet tape. These are self-adhesive, super slim, so the thing about these is that I think they give you both sides. Do they? No, they don't. These are a little bit bigger, but they're very thin, just like these. And so I like having the thinner ones. And these again are thicker, so I'm going to put all of these magnets together, and they're going to go to the Creative Reuse store. And then for the opposite side, instead of using two sides of an expensive magnet set, I like to use the washers, and so I keep those in there with that. Could I condense this down into a smaller package? Probably, so we'll see. I'm going to get rid of those. The foam mounting tape. It's very handy for mounting things or raising things up on the pages, but I have one I've already opened, see? And some of these pieces in there were like freebies from other things. This one I've never opened, so I think I should let that one go. It's from the Dollar Tree, and so it's not the end of the world. If I need more, I can go get it pretty fast and pretty cheap. Glue dots, very useful. I'm gonna put all of these magnet type things in this baggie. I'm probably the only person who donates with everything already kind of labeled and bagged up. I don't know if anyone else does that or not. This is also the drawer that holds my reinforcements, the whole reinforcer pieces. And when I find them at the thrift stores, I like to buy them, and then, you know, we color them up to reinforce our pages. So those stay here. Then I have a bunch of these, the pretty corner, the corners, you know, photo corners. These are glue dots. Those are the bigger size. Oh, and here's some more of these tapes. I have them in two piles because they take up quite a bit of room. Photo corners, I really love the old ones because they remind me of my photo album growing up. I'm going to put all of these in the same baggie though, so they're not floating around. So anyway, I had purchased these because sometimes I like that old look in the scrapbooks and albums that I'm making, but also my thought was that I could use them for fixing up my album, the parts that are coming unstuck, you know. My own photo album I grew up with. Okay, there's more. I'm trying to figure out what's in there. Oh, okay. More of the black ones in there. Now, I'm going to hang on to these because I do use them and they are hard to find. Here's some in craft. I don't think I need to buy any more though. I pretty much have a lifetime supply. And I bought these because they were unique, but I don't need to buy more, so I won't be. More of these adhesive foam dots, which I don't like because they're really hard to push out. And since now I have this and I can cut these into any size or shape, I'm probably gonna let that piece go too. This was a freebie. I continually open it to remember what it was and then put it back because it's never what I need. 1/8 inch wide clear double-sided tape. Okay, so it's 1/8 inch wide tape. And I keep thinking that it is photo squares for mounting my pictures, and it's not, it's tape. So it needs to be in this pile with the adhesive double-sided tapes. Photo corners can all go together. Glue dots. What are these? These are like giant photo corners. Those are stickers. These are corners. They go with these. So there's a few different kinds. And then these are like clear page tabby things. I think they were a freebie, like in some office supplies that I got. And then these are Velcro dots, which are also very useful for journal closures. So I honestly haven't used these, but that's partly because I haven't figured out what to use them for. So I'm undecided. That could go in a maybe box. Where's my maybe later bin? Here's my maybe later. I'll put those in there for now. Okay, so all of these are kind of, everything in here is basically an adhesive or like mounting foam, an adhesive of some sort. Let's put these glue dots under there. So I've narrowed down my magnet stash to just these, and that's truly probably more than I will ever need. So, and since they all stick together, maybe they don't need to be in a baggie. And then all my double-sided tapes are in here. I don't know, I feel like there should be a better way to put all of these in here, but I don't know what it is. Probably basically how I had it when I started, because that was glue dots. I'm gonna put the magnets on top of that foam so that these guys fit in here. And then these I only buy one at a time, you know, one little package at a time. I get them at Walmart. Sometimes you can find them at Dollar Tree, so I never need more than one of those at a time, so I'll just leave that. I'll just lay these on top because I know all my score tapes are there. And then this is medical tape, like for reinforcing a book spine. And I pulled it out of our medical supply cabinet. There's not a lot left, but it does qualify as an adhesive. So there's that. My markers from scrapbooking days, a lot of them. These are the ones that I've narrowed down that are still juicy. And then a few that I've bought since when I came back to the crafting, to paper crafting. And I just haven't reinvested in any marker systems really because I don't know how much I would use them and if I really want a whole new set, you know? And if so, what would I buy? I just haven't determined that. So I'm quite happy with what I have here. And then I have, this is like sponges, applicators, chalks, pencils, and markers. These are, I just got these at Christmas time, so they're the blending foams. And then I have this one, which is nice. I just cut up a sponge and I use it for inks. And then this one I probably don't use, but I am gonna pull out a couple to take and put in my vacation travel spot because I use them when I travel, but I don't use them as a matter of course. So the rest of this package can go because I've had this package since probably 2000, somewhere in there. These are my watercolor pencils. Back when I didn't know and my daughter needed color pencils for school, and I thought, well, that shouldn't cost very much. So I went to the craft supply place and bought them and couldn't figure out why they were so expensive. And then later on realized that they were watercolor pencils. So once I realized that, I took them out of her school supplies and put them in my craft supplies, and I do enjoy using them. I haven't used them of late because I haven't been doing as much paper crafting of late, but I use them a lot to color in stamps and things. I think I found another set. Yeah, these. So I like these too. However, and these are newer. I haven't opened the package. I think I bought these at a thrift store. Yeah. So if by the end of this scrapbooking journey, if I haven't opened this, this will get donated. But since they wear down really fast, I'm hanging on to both for now. And then I use these for the chalks. And occasionally I use it for other things. I get them out for like glue or other things. So I bought these again, like somewhere around year 2000, but I do use them on an occasional basis, and I do use them at least once a year. They're just a really nice size with that pointy tip for getting the chalks out. And the chalks, for me, were an investment, especially at a time when I had very little money to spend. It was, this was a huge investment for me. And so I hang on to them because they're expensive to rebuy, and I like the look that chalks gives you. And again, since the paper crafting was put on hold for so long, I haven't been using them as much as I did, but I do enjoy using them. Probably gonna toss that. And then more eyeshadow applicators. Oh, they're breaking down. Look at that. These are really old and they're crumbling. I don't use them, so I guess that decision was easy, right? That's my instructions of the colors that came with my chalks. It's kind of going back the way it was. Pens, these foamy things, so I'll throw these in with them. Did you guys notice? These fell out of that drawer. I gotta go put them back. Okay, these. So remember the mounting foam from the other drawer? Back when I was buying more rubber stamps and things and going to the rubber stamping parties and stuff, they suggested that when you trim down your stamps, you could save these pieces and then use them for mounting. I have had these since like the early 2000s and I never have used, I shouldn't say I've never used them. I've used them once or twice, but now that I had learned that you could just get the mounting foam for cheap at Dollar Tree, I don't need to hang on to that anymore. Whew. I'm gonna have to put some of these in the maybe pile. I used some of these for labeling. I've used these for labeling and these for labeling. And these were from the Michaels bin. I put them in the maybes. Maybe later pile. Those are these. And then they were turned into a thing. I like those. This was from a women's conference thing that my daughter hosted. What I can't remember is if these are blank or if we wrote on them. They're blank. So we bought the big keys, and I have another spot where I have metallic keys, but I think I have as many metallic keys as I need. I may have saved some from this size too, so this is gonna go in the donate pile. Small tag shapes. These are basically punched shapes and tags. I use these frequently for labeling, so I'm keeping those. Okay, metal rimmed tags, which I think I only have one or two. I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I haven't used them for a decade. There's not very many in there, but I can always buy them at the store if I need more. And then I bought these shipping tags, you know, for crafting, but they came with the metal pieces in them, the metal wires, and so I have to pull them all out, and it's very painful. I do use the tags, it's just slow going because I have to pull out the wire. These are my templates that I add to my journals, say made in Idaho, as well as this. And then these get used from time to time, die cut shapes and punch shapes. These are the ones that I like, the colors and the patterns of papers that I like to use. That's that. I have all these acetate pieces trimmed off of things or saved from packaging because they are handy for making little pockets and windows, but they keep falling out and then you don't see them in here because they're clear. I keep these at the front of the drawer so I remember where to find them. These came off of stationery and I don't use them, but I thought they'd be handy with the colors and I don't use them. I really think they should go in the trash. Donate, I guess. That was quick. Oh, I need to put these guys back in. Plus they help everything else stand up. That's it. I need that. Just for point of reference, I started stashing all the keeps right here, but on the other side of that is the donates, so I don't want to get confused. I should just bring my bin over and put the donates in that bin straight away. Okay, that's done. Okay, I have these sanding blocks, 2 glue guns because this is smaller and not as hot, but this uses the bigger sized. I don't use it very often, but the glue gun is a very handy tool to hang on to. Considering I don't use my glue gun very often, I have a lot of supplies. And then these are glitter glue for your glue gun, and I've had them for years and years. Even before I started scrapbooking. I like them. I just, you know, they're for like Christmas or whatever, and I don't use them very often, but I hang on to them. I tried cutting this down. It didn't work very well, and this, I don't even know what all that is, but I have 2 other sanding blocks, so. My old ruler. This is from the paint supplies, like wallpaper, and I was trying to use it as a brayer, but now I have 2 others, so it can go in the donate bin because I'm also not doing wallpaper anymore. This is useful for things. In the fire in the craft room. And then I thought these would be cool for using in journals or just doing kind of interesting page. Oh look, there's a mini binder clip. You know, just doing interesting effects on a page. My husband cleaned these out of his office a long time ago, and I still think they're really cool. So that is something to use or donate. So since it's been down here in this for so long, maybe I should just put it in the maybe pile. Okay, it's all back in there. It's not like the neatest and tidiest, but this is just my random tools drawer and it's the deeper one, so all these things can fit, and I know to go look there for all this stuff. I still need to go through this because I use these as closures, especially these small ones. Like, I won't use those, but I may need to get rid of a few of these packs. And then this should just go over with the other double-sided tapes that I had in the other drawer, so there should be room in there for these now because that's why they were living here. There wasn't room in the other drawer. So I'm gonna quit there because the other two drawers, one of them has packaging supplies, so that's not really anything exciting to watch. And the other one has like book rings and then some extra random stickers that were meant for scrapbooking specific projects. So I just need to go put them with my scrapbooking. And then that tower is done. And probably I will end up with an empty drawer in it. So thanks for watching. Now I have just a few announcements here at the end. Thank you so much. That wraps up our video for today. I appreciate you hanging out with me. Leave a comment down below. Have you been inspired recently to start clearing out or reducing your inventory of what you've got on hand, really focusing on those things that you use? And if so, did you have an unexpected victory, or did you have something that was so hard to give away, but you did it anyway, put on the big girl panties and went for it, and now you're glad you did? You know, there's always that struggle, isn't there? Let's talk about some wins that I've had recently and one shocker. And I'm bringing them up because they were all kind of unexpected, but I feel like they're victories in my process. The first win is that my daughter has a friend who's between jobs. She had finished one, started a new one, and you know how there's always that gap in your paycheck, and her first paycheck came in disturbingly low. So she was looking for odd jobs. And at first I thought, well, I don't have anything for you, Viv. But then I realized, wait a sec. Wait a second. You are wanting to move things around. You're wanting help packing up and sorting through and boxing up. Hire her to help you with that. Let's just get some extra help in here. You can help Vivian out financially. You can help yourself out with this project. So I hired Vivian, and that was great. Which leads me to my second win. The second win is that I have been able to clear out an entire china hutch. This is a china hutch that was given to me by my aunt when she passed away in 2018. And it wasn't even like she bequeathed it to me. I was more of an afterthought. Now, I have admired this china hutch because I used to clean for her when I was in high school and college. She would hire me to come help her clean things out periodically, and then she would pay me a little bit, and it was helpful to her and helpful to me. As we were moving things upstairs and downstairs, there were things in this china hutch. It's upstairs in our bedroom, and I wanted to use them, but I kept forgetting they were there. So I went down, I rearranged the contents of my entire kitchen cabinet display. When we remodeled, I specifically asked them to put in some cabinets with clear glass panels because I wanted to display all the old dishes. They were in various places all over the place, in my old cabinets and around the house in my china hutches. And I wanted to see what I had because I just wasn't getting them out and using them. Some of those items that I put in there after the remodel have still not gotten used. And I was able to pass a few things on to my niece who just got married last year. The ones that she picked out had been given to me by my aunts and uncles who would have been her great aunts and uncles. So that was a nice little happy way to get rid of some things. But we condensed down that cabinet. I rearranged and reassigned where some things went in my china hutch downstairs that I'm keeping, and realized that I could actually clear out the one upstairs in my bedroom, and we're working on selling it on Facebook Marketplace. The shocker was that when we were working on our TV cabinet, we have like a big TV cabinet console thing that's kind of long, has little drawers in the top that were meant to hold CDs and anything else that you need for your TV, like the remotes. We've had that for about, I don't know, 4 or 5 years, and somehow over time, the only drawer that kind of stayed nice was the one that was supposed to hold the remotes. But now the remotes sit in a cute little tray on our ottoman. Shocker! He said we could get rid of the CDs. We don't need them anymore. Wow, that was that was a big surprise for me. I'm keeping the CDs that I enjoy listening to because I actually have a CD player. See right there? That plays CDs and cassettes, and especially at Christmas time, I still like to hear my music. So I'm hanging on to it, and then when that thing dies, the remaining cassettes and CDs have to go. So through that, I've emptied out a tower. I cleaned out my DVD collection and put those in bins underneath. Some people would say, why do you still have your DVDs? Well, I actually still watch them, but I hadn't been getting them out recently because they're in the other room, not with the TV cabinet. So that's my wrap up for today, my 3 wins and my shocker story. So if you guys are doing this, please keep going, don't give up, just keep the end goal in mind, take it in bite-sized chunks, and I will talk to you in the next video. Until then, be inspired, do something creative today. Bye-bye now.